Hey there, this is Finesse and welcome again to Embracing Expansion, my YouTube channel. This is a segment I'd like to call Spirituality, as in SpiritualiTEA. What I'm going to be doing here is sharing the challenges that I have faced and that I continue to face on my spiritual journey. And I will also be asking advice from you guys because some of it I have not really gotten past or gotten better in. So, on this spiritual journey, we're constantly learning and we expand through each other. So I think that you could help me as well as me helping you with what I know, because no one knows everything. So this is the idea of the spirituality segment. Today I want to talk about the term God. So I used to be a part of a religion, well, maybe a few religions growing up, and whilst the common term is God, there were also other names like Jehovah and Spirit, or there were some other names. I can't remember all of them. But since I got out of the religious lifestyle and just took on the life of spirituality, where I believe that there is a supreme power that's guiding us, it's kind of become a little bit of, I don't know, I'm just not finding comfort in saying the word God anymore. I have realized that it is not like an issue, but when I say God, the word God, the term God, to refer to the power greater than everyone, or the power, the universal subconscious mind, I just don't feel, I don't know how to really put it into words. I don't really feel connected to that name anymore since I got out of the whole religious lifestyle. I prefer to say universe or spirit. I especially love to say spirit because I feel like it resonates better with me, and universe is just a reminder. When I say the word universe, when I refer to that higher power, I just mean that everything that has life, I'm connected to everything that has life, and everything is life, so I'm connected to everything, so that's what it means to me. In the books that I've read, they've also allowed me to gain more comfort in saying the word God, and to just not, maybe it's my programming about the word God or my understanding about the word God, but I don't know, it just does not really, it doesn't resonate with me anymore. Even I try to actively say it sometimes so that I can kind of practice getting out of the feeling, getting used to saying it again, because for some time I would not refer to spirit as God. I would just rather say the universe or spirit. It just feels more wholesome, and it's more relatable to me to say spirit than God, and I don't know, is that something that other people are experiencing on their spiritual journey? I mean, I am practicing saying God. There's still just that odd feeling in there every time I say it, and I know that it has to do with how I was, growing up, what I was taught, and how the term God affected me. Because as you get into spirituality, well, the different aspect of spirituality that I am in now, where I think of spirit and the universe as that supreme power, there was some kind of mental conditioning with the word God, especially learning to accept and see God or that superior power differently. So when I was a part of religion, or the many religions I decided to try out or experience, the idea of God is what really bothered me, or what I have grown away from. I feel that God, to certain types of religion, or even just the people, it's not necessarily the religion's belief. It's just maybe how some people interpret God. I remember one day when it was my first year of high school, and I was staying with my dad, and my aunt, she was telling me, she was very religious, not in a church. She used to be a part of a church, like a reformed church, but she gave me the impression that my thoughts were sins, and I should if I think a bad thought for the day, that I sinned, you know. And as compared to now, where I understand that thoughts are ever flowing, you choose the ones that you give your energy, or the ones that you make manifest or want to bring into your reality, you know. So I remember going to school that day and sitting in class, and I decided, like, I was so terrified of God, the impression that my aunt gave me of God, that I decided that the only way for me not to sin that day was to speak to nobody in class, like to socialize, not to socialize at all. And man, I remember going home so excited that day because I successfully did not speak to anybody in my classroom. And I was so proud of myself. And when I got home, I said to my auntie, I said, hey, I didn't sin today. I didn't sin at all today. And she was like, that is a sin to say that. And my jaw dropped. I was like, I was about 12 and I was like, oh my God, you just cannot win. And I think this was where it started for me, like the doubt about people's idea of that supreme power. And because of because I had that impression, like every time I would have experiences that she would always discourage me about when I thought I was making progress, like it became to me like God is just unfair, like God, like, so the name kind of carries to me, like it reminds me of that time in my life, you know. And this is why when I say it, I don't feel connected to that name because of the programming that was instilled in me using that name, or that, you know, that title. So yeah, so I'm still trying to work on that, and I'm not sure if I'm going about it the right way, but I'm trying to say it more, and because I believe my refreshed or renewed understanding of God, which is also something that is said religiously, is that He's love. And I think that a God of love, or a supreme power of love, is graceful, is allowing, you know, and wants to see everybody happy, you know, regardless of, you know, what title he has, you know. So I'm working on just changing my perspective or perception of the term and the name, the title God. And yeah, I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that, but it's just, man, sometimes I say God and I literally correct myself like it's an error, and I say spirit. Even when I'm alone in meditation, or when I'm writing my affirmations, or even when I'm just chatting with people and I say God, I quickly change it to spirit. And this is a challenge for me. I'm not sure, you know, like I said, being on social media now, you know, it has kind of opened us up to be more expressive, to and more relatable, I guess, by expressing ourselves. So I don't know if there's I'm sharing this hoping that there's someone who maybe has experienced it, or is experiencing it, or just knows how, you know, one can, you know, get over that whole title. You know, when you hear someone say universe, you automatically assume, or you know that, hey, they're not religious, they're just people who believe in a higher power. That's what I think, but I don't know how others take it. But that's pretty much why I guess I say universe and spirit and not God, so that people know, oh wow, that I am not religious, you know. Anyway, yeah, I'd like to know what you think about, you know, everything I just said, and if it's something that you've experienced and how you've dealt with it, you know. Because ultimately I think the goal is to just be universal in our love, and not to be, you know, segregating or segregated from each other, not to ostracize people, just to live in love, right?